There is a quiet and mysterious kind of magic that begins to unfold in your life the moment you truly decide to let go. Not the imaginary magic of fairy tales, but the real, grounded, soul-changing magic that appears when you stop gripping every moment with fear. It's the instant your shoulders finally drop, your breath softens, and something deep inside you whispers, "I trust the process." For so long, you've been carrying everything tomorrow's fears, yesterday's regrets, the heavy questions that keep repeating in your mind. You've imagined worst-case scenarios, prepared for disasters that never arrived, and tried to control every possible outcome. But the truth is simple. Worry never empties tomorrow of its problems. It only empties today of its peace. Think of water. You cannot keep it by squeezing hard. It flows away. But open your hand gently, and it rests quietly in your palm. Life responds the same way. The more you force, the more everything slips out of alignment. But the moment you soften and loosen your grip, life starts working with you instead of against you. You begin to make space for clarity, space for calm, space for guidance, space for miracles. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." And that is the doorway to your strength. Today, we walk together through truths that help you release what does not serve you, and step into the ease that has always been waiting for you. Your mind is incredibly powerful, but it often forgets its own limitations. When you're anxious, the mind behaves like a fortune teller, painting vivid pictures of disaster as if they were facts. It shows you loss, failure, rejection scenes that feel so real that you start believing you've seen the future. But the reality is that your mind is a terrible predictor. Think back 1 year. How many things did you worry about? And now ask yourself, how many of those fears actually came true? Research shows that 85% of worries never happen. And for the few that do, most people handle them far better than expected. This means you are living through stories that never existed. Your mind is not trying to harm you, it is trying to protect you with ancient survival software. But you are not running from predators anymore. You are running from thoughts, and thoughts are not facts. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." And when you stop treating your anxious thoughts as prophecies, everything changes. Thoughts become suggestions, not commands. Possibilities, not certainties. You can observe them, acknowledge them, and let them pass like clouds drifting across the sky. When you stop rehearsing disaster, you return to the present moment, the only place where life actually exists. And in that presence, you reclaim your peace. There is a universal rhythm to life that becomes clear only when you stop forcing things to happen. The universe responds beautifully to open hands. When you chase something with desperation, whether it's a relationship, a job, or approval, you grip it so tightly that it suffocates. You wake up checking your phone, overthinking words, preparing outcomes, and trying to control every detail. But desperation blocks flow. It sends a message to the universe. I don't trust anything unless I control everything. And the universe reflects that energy back to you. But when you step back, take a breath, and release that white knuckle grip, life begins to open for you. You shift from needy to magnetic, from anxious to aligned. Suddenly, opportunities appear that you didn't force. People show up without you chasing them. Solutions unfold naturally. This is not coincidence. It is the nature of life responding to your energy. The Stoics called it amor fati, the love of fate. It means walking alongside life, not wrestling it. Seneca said, "Fate leads the willing and drags the unwilling." When you trust instead of control, your nervous system relaxes, your intuition sharpens, and creativity flows. You stop performing and start being. And in that openness, you finally allow blessings to reach you. Most problems are not permanent. They only feel permanent because we keep feeding them with our attention. Think back to something that once felt overwhelming. Where is it now? Gone. resolved, quiet, or still present, but no longer controlling your life. Problems have an expiration date, but we extend their life by obsessing over them. Every time you replay a problem in your mind, talk about it repeatedly, or imagine the worst version of it, you're watering a weed. You're giving it energy, focus, and emotional fuel. But when you stop feeding a problem with your worry, one of three things happens. Sometimes it solves itself naturally. Sometimes a solution appears that was always there but hidden behind your anxiety. And sometimes you realize it wasn't a problem at all, just a situation you exaggerated with fear. Marcus Aurelius said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. Your interpretation, not the event, is the true source of suffering." When you stop dramatizing challenges and simply take the next right step, you break the cycle of worry. You regain clarity, energy, and emotional balance. Life becomes lighter because you stop carrying every problem into every moment. Your body carries wisdom that your mind often ignores. Before your brain has time to analyze, your body already knows the truth. When something is wrong for you, your stomach tightens. Your chest feels heavy. Your breath becomes shallow. These signals are not random. They are your inner guidance system speaking loud and clear. But anxiety can drown out this wisdom. We're taught to overthink everything, to analyze every detail, to rely only on logic. And in doing so, we disconnect from our own intuition. Your body remembers patterns you don't consciously recognize. It feels energy you can't logically explain. And it warns you long before your mind understands what's happening. When you stop worrying long enough to listen, you make better decisions. You choose paths aligned with your well-being instead of your fear. You say no to what contracts your energy, and yes to what expands it. The Stoics understood this mind-body unity. They believed the body's reactions were valuable signals, not obstacles. When your nervous system relaxes, clarity flows. When you breathe deeply, your intuition returns. And when you trust the messages your body gives you, life begins to move in harmony instead of resistance. Worry is not your personality. It's a habit you practiced for years. You weren't born worrying. Children don't wake up fearing tomorrow. They live fully in the moment, absorbed in what's right in front of them. Over time, through repeated thoughts, experiences, and conditioning, worry became automatic in your mind. Imagine your brain like a forest. The first time you worry, you'll create a small path through the trees. The more you repeat the worry, the more that path becomes a road. Eventually, it becomes a highway, your brain's default. That's why worry feels natural. But here's the empowering truth. Habits can change. Your brain is rewiring itself every day through neuroplasticity. When you catch a worried thought and choose something different, something calmer, truer, you are carving a new path in the forest. At first, it feels strange and forced. But each time you repeat the new thought, the trail strengthens. Over time, your brain automatically chooses peace instead of panic. You retrain your default setting from catastrophe to clarity. This isn't fake positivity, it's mental training. You can practice calm, practice trust, practice present moment awareness. Eventually, peace becomes the habit and worry becomes the exception. There is a universal law quietly shaping your life. What you focus on expands. Your attention is creative energy. When you focus on fear, you amplify fear. When you focus on what's missing, you feel more lack. When you replay worst-case scenarios, they grow larger in your mind until they feel real. But when you focus on what's working, even small things, you begin to notice more things that work. When you focus on progress, you create more progress. When you focus on gratitude, you experience more abundance. This law is always active, whether you're conscious of it or not. The mind collects evidence for whatever you choose to believe. Tell yourself life is hard, and your mind finds proof. Tell yourself life is supporting you, and your mind finds proof for that too. This is not magical thinking, it's psychological truth. Your brain filters billions of pieces of information every second, and it highlights what matches your focus. Change your focus, and you change your experience. When you give more attention to peace than fear, peace expands. When you give more attention to solutions than problems, solutions appear. Your life bends in the direction of your attention. Letting go is not weakness, it is wisdom. It's choosing to trust life instead of wrestling with every moment. It's understanding that you are responsible for your actions, not the outcome. You can plant the seeds, water them, nurture them, and show up fully, but you cannot force them to grow, and you don't need to. Nature never rushes, yet everything is accomplished. When you stop trying to control every detail, you give life room to work. You give timing space to align. You give blessings permission to reach you. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means releasing the illusion that you can force what isn't ready. It means understanding that peace comes not from controlling everything, but from trusting that what's meant for you cannot pass you by. When you soften your grip, your energy shifts, your heart opens, your intuition sharpens, and life begins to unfold in ways you could never have planned. You have already survived every difficult day you've ever lived, every heartbreak, every disappointment, every challenge made it through. That alone proves your strength. And yet, your mind often forgets this. It tells you that the next challenge will break you, that the next problem is too big, that the next situation is too heavy. But the truth is the opposite. You are more capable than you think. You have resilience built into your bones. You have wisdom you earned through experience. And you have a spirit that has been rising again and again, even when you didn't realize it. When you stop worrying, you tap into your natural confidence. You'll remember who you are, someone who has endured, grown, healed, and rebuilt. You stop doubting your ability to handle life and start trusting your own strength. You shift from "what if I can't" to "I always have." And when you carry that truth, fear loses its power over you. Asterisk. Let this be the beginning of a new chapter 1, where you move through life with softness instead of tension, openness instead of fear, and trust instead of control. You don't need to have every answer. You don't need to predict the future. You don't need to grip life so tightly. Your only job is to show up, breathe, stay present, and take the next right step. Life will meet you there. Peace will meet you there. Alignment will meet you there. The universe has been waiting for you to stop fighting long enough to receive what has always been meant for you. So breathe deeply. Release the weight. Trust the process. Let life surprise you in ways your worried mind could never imagine. You are not here to live in fear. You are here to grow, expand, evolve, and experience the peace that comes from letting go. Your new beginning starts with one decision. I choose trust over worry. And when you choose that, everything changes.